Well, Andrew, that's the end of Simpsons Month. What a recording.
Satsu, did you hit the record button?
No! Hello everybody, and welcome to the final episode of Simpsons Month. My name's Satsunami, and joining me today is none other than the lore master himself, Andrew. Andrew, welcome back.
Thanks for having me. Lore Master is giving me a lot more credit than I deserve, I think.
Okay, lore aficionado, do you want to be demoted?
I know the whole lore caption is taken by our friend S Banks, so I don't know if I want to enter that naming convention.
Okay, the lore's assistant.
It's assistant to the regional lore master.
Executive Junior Vice Lore President. So, yeah, by that very subtle introduction, today we are doing what we do best in these themed months. We are wrapping it up with a patented themed month. I don't think I've got a steamed hams reference in yet, but you know what?
I referenced steamed hams to my partner's family the other day, and they were like, what are you talking about?
That's the kind of thing I would feel like if I brought up with my family, they would just look in disgust and be like, get away from the table.
Who raised you?
Were you raised in a barn? But throughout this entire month, we have, of course, been talking about the good of The Simpsons. We've been talking about bad. We've been talking about the film. Really, we've just been talking about a wide range of topics. But today, we are going to be testing Andrew again because you are in the contestant seat. Are you excited, nervous? How are you feeling about this one?
I'm pretty nervous, to be honest. Yeah, much more so than the Spider-Man month that we did. That's the only other trivia episode I've been a part of. I did pretty well on that, but Simpsons is much more my speed, my expertise. Some might say it's my entire personality, so if I don't do very well on this, then I'll be hanging my head in shame.
Boy, is his face red. I know I've used that joke this month, please don't sue me. But yeah, today we are going to be doing what we do best. We are going to be going through 10 sets of questions, and all Andrew has to do is guess whether these facts are true or false. If you want to play at home, then you are absolutely more than welcome to. Please get a notepad out and yeah, feel free to play along. But before we do dive into this, do you want to know a fun fact about this list?
Go for it.
So a couple of weeks ago there, we were talking about the Simpsons film, and we talked about the fact that the Camp Krusty episode from season 4 was proposed to be the original film that they were going to use for the Simpsons. I had that as one of my facts.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I was like, I better write, and that's what I thought. I better write an extra one just in case. And lo and behold, that came up in our Simpsons Month episode, so I was like, yeah. I am so glad I did that.
If you have any quiz questions, I quite like quiz questions as well over true or false. If you have any to throw at me, then that'll be quite fun as well.
True or false? Are you having a good time right now?
Like Ralph crying and turning the knob to the not happy button.
Look at this. You can hear the moment his heart breaks. But yeah, as I said before, we've done this for our Halo month, our Sonic month, Terminator month, and of course our Spider-Man month, which you absolutely blitz through. So, see, without any further ado, are you ready? Do you have any questions about the rules?
No, I think I'm ready to go.
Waved my hands there, like some kind of game show host there, even though you can't see me.
I saw it, don't you worry.
Yeah, you can hear the whooshing of the air go by. I'm like an airbender.
That's a different month.
Get your pens ready, and we will be right back after these messages. Welcome to Satsunami, a variety podcast that discusses topics from gaming and films to anime and general interests.
Previously on Chatsunami, we've analysed what makes a good horror game, conducted a retrospective on Pierce Brosnan's run as James Bond, and listened to us take deep dives into both the Sonic and Halo franchises.
Also, if you're an anime fan, then don't forget to check us out on our sub-series, Chatsunani, where we dive into the world of anime. So far, we've reviewed things like Death Note, Princess Mononoke, and the hit Beyblade series.
If that sounds like your cup of tea, then you can check us out on Spotify, iTunes, and all good podcast apps.
As always, stay safe,
Stay awesome, and most importantly,
stay hydrated.
Life moves pretty fast, and in this always on the go world that we find ourselves in, it's becoming ever harder to pause and reflect on what we see. Yet if we don't, we miss the opportunity to experience the things that could truly change our lives. The Little Pot of Inspiration aims to be that opportunity, to stop and savour not only the events around us, but the people, the experiences, the sights and sounds. Through these inspiring stories and poems of love, redemption and change, Take a moment to really see all the inspirational treasures that are present. Inspiration is all around us. All we have to do is look.
This episode is sponsored by Zencastr. If you're a podcaster that records remotely like me, then you'll know how challenging it can be to create the podcast you've always wanted. That's where Zencastr comes in. Before I met Zencastr, I was but a naive podcaster, recording on low quality, one-track audio waves. But with Zencastr, you can kiss those fears goodbye as they provide crystal clear audio and HD video. Plus, with our all-in-one podcasting suite, recording with guests is extremely simple. From local recordings to post-production, Zencastr has it all. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use my code Satsunami. You'll get 30% off your first 3 months of Zencastr Professional. I want you to have the same easy experience I do for all my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story. Okay, are you ready, Andrew?
I think I'm ready to go.
Question 1. In 2003, a writer for The Simpsons would reply in character to you if you emailed Homer's address chunkylover53@aol.com. However, due to an overwhelming amount of messages, this was scrapped, and the email was later hijacked by hackers who used it to spread malware.
True.
Why are you thinking true? Show your work. Come
yeah,
on.
I know. It's it very much seems like the kind of mid-2000s kind of internet campaign that they would have done for these kinds of initiatives. Are you saying like a writer from the show would respond?
Yeah, I think it was a writer.
That seems like a lot of work to put on a writer. You say that too many came in and they scrapped it, but it seems so logical that it would have happened. So I'm leaning towards true.
Final answer?
Yes.
You are correct. Off
Oh,
to a
thank
great
God.
start. It is true. So that's initially where I was going to end the statement, just that a writer of The Simpsons would reply to you in character if you emailed Homer's address. And as I said, chunkylover53@aol.com. And I thought, okay, that's perfectly fine. But turns out that not only, of course, did all the Simpsons fans just like bombard this with a whole load of messages, it was, as I said, hijacked by hackers who, if you replied to that, then they would send you a message with, I think it was like Simpson facts or Simpson news. They would be like, oh, click this link for the latest preview.
This podcast is an attempt to spread malware.
Yeah, for legal reasons, do not email that address unless you're like a cybersecurity expert or a Digimon. Either or, to be honest. That's the only... that's the Venn diagram we've got going on. Digimon cybersecurity experts in the middle, Satsunami enthusiasts. But yeah, it was quite interesting to hear though that technically it's still about, but just a kind of relic of the time. So well done. That's number 1 ticked off. Okay, you ready for number 2?
Hit me with it.
Number 2. On February 9th, 1997, The Simpsons surpassed the Flintstones with the episode The Itchy and Scratchy and Poochie Show as the longest running primetime animation series in the United States. Initially, they had planned to do an episode that would be a direct parody of the Flintstones, but due to licensing issues, they were forced to scrap the episode.
You're saying the Itchy and Scratchy and Poochie Show marked the longest running animated Western TV series
Yeah, in the US.
in the US. That doesn't seem right. I feel like there must be, at that point in time, there must have been a longer running animated TV show. Itchy and Scratchy and Poochie Show must have been like season 8, maybe. So we're a couple hundred episodes in. It's been like 8 or 9 years since the show came out. I'm going to say false.
Final answer?
That is my final answer.
You're correct, it's false. Not so much for the first bit though, you're wrong on that technically.
Okay.
No, the second part of initially they had planned to do an episode that would be a direct parody of the Flintstones. Yeah, that's the false bit.
Okay. They had already parodied the Flintstones in a different episode where Homer rides down and then he sings like about to crash into a chestnut tree.
Yeah, Simpson, Homer Simpson, he's about to crash into a tree. Ah! So, question 3. In the show, and this is going to be a weird one, so bear with me.
Oh, this is the weird one.
Oh, it only gets weirder from here. In the show, God and Jesus are the only characters depicted as having 5 fingers instead of the Simpsons' regular 4.
There is a scene in which they see a magazine cover that discusses someone with 5 fingers and they show visible disgust. I don't know if that counts as a character as such, but they do address the fact that other people have more than 4 4.
Was that not a line about the future? Where they
Oh.
say, oh, in the future we'll have 5 fingers, and he goes, 5 fingers? Gross.
No, I think you're right.
I can't even remember
Yeah,
what
I
episode
think you
that's.
are right.
Yeah.
I knew the thing about God. I didn't realize they did that for Jesus as well. I didn't know they gave him 5 fingers. I feel like they must have given another character 5 fingers, though. I'm going to say false.
Final answer?
Yes.
It is unfortunately true.
No! Okay.
I actually didn't realise this until I went back. I was like, there is no way he has 5 fingers. And then I looked at the screenshots and I was like, huh, wouldn't you know it?
Yeah, I knew that fact about their depiction of God always having 5 fingers. As I said, I didn't know that they did that for Jesus as well.
Yeah, there's that throwaway joke. I can't remember what episode it is, but remember when they depict Bart, Lisa, and Maggie as being realistic, and they've got 5 fingers and normal coloured skin, as opposed to the Simpsons yellow, and then Homer screams and runs away.
Mhm.
I mean, that's the only other time I can remember a character having 5 fingers, but I have to admit, even I was just like, that's a bizarre one. But speaking of bizarre... Ready for question 4?
Yeah, I'm already crestfallen by my wrong answer already.
So question 4. In the intro of The Simpsons, we see an inattentive cashier scan Maggie through the till with the value $847.63 pops up. This was estimated to be the monthly cost of raising a baby in 1989.
I think that is false. I think words show up when they scan the till and it says not valid or like not registered or something. I don't think it's numbers that show up.
So you're going for false?
I'm going for false for that one.
You are wrong. Turns out it's true.
No! Oh no.
I know the episode you're thinking of, though.
Is it a clip show episode that tells you that?
Is it The Simpsons Spectacular with Troy McClure hosting?
Yeah, that's where I got it from. So it says in that it's words?
Yeah, they say like NRA forever or something like that. I think they make
What?
that joke. Something like that. So in the classic seasons of The Simpsons, the register flashes up with $847.63. And apparently it's, and this is the nerdiest thing ever, it's an in-joke aimed towards economists among the show's audience, because when it first aired in 1989, $847.63 was the average monthly cost of raising a child in the US, which is absolutely crazy. Now, maybe that's unfair though, because that's only for the classic seasons, whereas I think, see, for the latest seasons, they did update it.
Okay.
Economists in the crowd, you explain. Ready for number 5?
Yeah, now I'm 2 and 2. It's not like I'm already doing worse than I did for the Spider-Man one.
Don't worry, you'll flip your way back up. Number 5. In 1995, a limited run of a Simpsons licensed hair dye was recalled from shops as, in an ironic twist of fate, would cause clumps of people's hair to fall out. This caused people to dub it the Homer hair dye before it was quietly retired.
I don't know if I'm overthinking this, which I probably am, but there is an episode where Marge's hair falls out in clumps, so I'm wondering if it instead was a Marge hair dye, but then it would also have to be blue, I would think, so that maybe that doesn't make sense. I don't imagine it was a blue hair dye that was the issue. I'm going to go with true.
Final answer?
Yes.
Is false.
God damn.
But see, when you said about that episode, I know exactly the one you mean. It's the one where Marge becomes stressed
Yeah.
and her hair falls out. As soon as you said that, I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. What a coincidence. Turns out there is no, as far as I know anyway, there was no Simpsons licensed hair dye in the shops that would cause your hair to fall out, unless it was really quietly retired. But you ready for the next one?
I don't know that I am.
You've got this, come on. You were only 2 questions away from retirement. Question 6. Upon playing the game The Simpsons Hit and Run for the first time, creator Matt Groening kicked Marge all the way to the Quickie Mart. True or false?
So Matt Groening, on his first playthrough of Hit and Run, kicked Marge all the way to the Quickie Mart.
Yep.
That doesn't feel like something that Groening would do.
Take your time.
Trying to think. I just want to try and give more justification for whatever bullshit answer I pull out.
You see, it's all connected.
Frantically pinning threads together on a board. True.
Final answer.
Yes.
You are correct.
Thank God. Oh my God.
Good thing you changed your answer at the last minute there, but yeah, apparently that's true. In the Simpsons Hit and Run, it is a very, as you know, a watered down version of GTA, and you can kick characters, but they kind of fall down more like mascots in a theme park or something. They kind of like flail the limbs, and if you kick them enough times, then the police will show up. And I remember there was a story where the developers were like, do not under any circumstance hit Marge or anything as you're playing as Homer in front of Matt Groening. And apparently that was the first thing he did. He grabbed the controller and he kicked Marge all the way to the quickie mark, which I think that's quite a fair distance. So I suppose fair props to him, but not expected.
Oh dear.
So you ready for number 7?
Yeah, give me number 7.
This is another gaming themed one. In the 2007 game, The Simpsons Game, which parodies a number of gaming genres, there's a level where you must travel to an RPG themed level, including getting the chance to catch Sparklemon. However, the entire level was nearly deleted when Nintendo nearly sued over their designs and forced EA to amend them in order for the level to go ahead.
I feel like I should have heard of that. That doesn't seem... I mean, that definitely seems like something Nintendo would do, but I didn't hear anything along those lines. Not that I was paying that much attention to the world of Simpsons video games around 2007. I think that's when the Simpsons game came out. I'm going to say false.
Final answer?
Yes.
You are correct. It is indeed false. Yeah, there is a level based on JRPGs and Pokemon, Katamari, those kind of Japanese-centric games. But yeah, as far as I know anyway, there was no lawsuit or anything with Nintendo over the Sparklemon, which is a very real level where it's like you have to use your Sparklemon to fight against, I think it's Milhouse, of all people.
Random.
Like he's dressed as is it Katamari? You know, the guy that gathers up all the things into a big ball and he just keeps rolling it. Yeah, like the big guy from that. That's what he's dressed up as. So it's
Weird.
It's a really weird one.
Also, off recording, so The Simpsons Hit and Run would have made a more interesting joke in the Simpsons movie with that Grand Theft Walrus if they'd done something along those lines.
Hit and Walrus. I don't know. It's better than Grand Theft Walrus, okay? I don't know. I'm not paid by them. Although if you'd like to pay us, patreon.com/Satsunami. Please check us out, Matt Groening. Give us that sweet, sweet yellow Simpsons money. And on that note, ready for question 8?
Yep, shoot it.
During the Who Shot Mr. Burns episodes, there were a number of ad campaigns, including clues printed onto pieces of paper hidden inside of certain packets of candy. However, in one such instance, a concerned shopper saw the words, "I shot Mr. Burns" on a piece of paper out of context and called the police, convinced that there was a shooter in the store.
Again, that seems like such an outlandish story that it would have been shared more. I don't think that happened. There was a bit of a campaign surrounding the Who Shot Mr. Burns, but I don't think they ever went as far as that. So my instinct tells me that that's false.
You sure about that?
Yes.
1000% sure?
Yes.
Are you steamed ham sure?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
You bastard.
Yeah, it's false. As far as I know, there was no campaign to have a fortune cookie-esque candy wrapper that said, "I shot Mr. Burns."
Much more morbid Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, that's actually the inspiration I had when I was writing that. Run home, Charlie. Hide the gun. Anyway, my fan fiction aside, yeah, that's right. As far as I know, there was loads of campaigns at the time, but having "I shot Mr. Burns" on someone's butterfinger wasn't one of them. Yeah, you're right. Okay, we have 2 to go. So, out of curiosity, Andrew, how many have you got right so far?
5 out of 8.
So, just to recap, yeah, you got the Chunky Lover 53 one right. You got the Itchy and Scratchy and Poochie Show one right. You got the Marge getting kicked to the quickie mark correct. And you got the Simpsons Game Sparkle one question right. And you got the Who Shot Mr. Burns one right. So, yeah, ready for question 9, the penultimate and the final.
Yeah, go for it.
Question 9. The comic book guy's real name is Jeff Albertson. That's the question.
Yeah, I figured. I heard it semi-recently, so I have heard his name before, but I don't think it's Jeff Albertson. But there's also been a lot of... I'm doing some metagaming right now. There's been a lot of falses. I feel like you probably would have added this many falses in a row. So Maybe it is correct. I'm going to lean that it's true. I'm going to say that that is true.
You sure?
Yes.
I think carefully now. This is the penultimate question.
Yes.
True?
Yes.
Final answer?
Yes.
Yes, it's true.
See, when you start quizzing me like that, I know I've got it right. Because I'm
Yeah. Yeah, I have to admit, I had no idea that his name was even revealed until I was looking up this. So apparently it was revealed in season 16 in the episode Homer and Ned's Hail Mary pass. So that was 2 seasons before the film, which I did not know.
I was expecting it to be a more recent season.
I think the joke behind it is that it's just such a common name that Jeff Albertson, it's like it's not anything exciting, like Homer J. Simpson being Homer J, literally J-A-Y.
There's a lot of names ending in son in the Simpsons world. There's like the Simpsons, there's Carl Carlson, Albertson, others, etc.
Wiggleson, the Flandersons. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. So, yeah, you have 6 out of 9. Final question. Question 10. Are you ready for this one?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Now, this could be an easy one. I don't know. So, question 10.
Armin Tamzarian.
Well, this is actually a Principal Skinner question.
Wow, okay.
Very good coincidence. Principal Skinner's prisoner number in Vietnam was 24601, the same prisoner number as Twin Peaks' Hank Jennings and Les Mis' Jean Valjean. True or false?
That's interesting. If it's true, I hadn't noticed that before. I wouldn't think you'd get a prisoner number in Vietnam. Not that the show follows any kind of historical accuracy, but they're all a bunch of Broadway nerds. I bet it is true.
Final answer?
Yes, I'm going to say it's true.
And to take away the final point to get 7 out of 10, the answer is false.
Ah, no.
No, I'm just kidding, it's true.
Yay! Praise be to Jeebus. Five-fingered Jeebus.
Five-fingered Jeebus. This is like you're stealing something.
Does seem like an old switcheroo, doesn't it?
Do you want to know where I first learned this number, actually? You know, in the Beast Sharps episode,
Okay.
you might not have noticed this, but there's a particular moment where Skinner's talking to Herman, you know, the army guy with one arm.
Yeah.
He's talking to him and he comes across his old helmet from Vietnam and he says exactly the same thing. He goes, 24601. That was my old number. He puts on the helmet and Herman says, it's a small world. And then he goes, it is. It really is. So, yeah. That was correct. 24601, which I have to admit, I'm a massively Miz nerd, so I picked that up when I first saw it, and I was like, oh my god, they're nerds just like me.
As I said, I know that the writer's room around that kind of time were huge Broadway nerds and had lots of references to Broadway, so that does not surprise me in the least.
They were also math nerds, as far as I remember.
Well, a lot of them were Harvard grads.
Yeah, that's what I said.
They're very much like college elitists. Like, they'll often make jokes about like other very nice colleges and disparaging them.
So yeah, just to recap, you got question 1 correct, the Chunky Lover one. You got question 2 correct with the Itchy and Scratchy and Poochie Show. You got question 6 correct with the Kicking Marge to the Quickie Mart. You got 7 correct with the Sparklemon trivia. You got 8 with the false Who Shot Mr. Burns trivia. Number 9 with the comic book guy's real name being Jeff Albertson. And last but not least, you got the 24601 correct. So how does it feel to be a lore aficionado in The Simpsons?
Yeah, I don't know if 7 out of 10 can qualify me as a lore aficionado. I think I need to get back and do some more homework.
You need a Rocky montage to study up on it.
A Rocky montage of me just watching The Simpsons. I'm sure that's something that my family and friends definitely don't expect of me.
I can't wait to see Eye of the Tiger playing as you're eating popcorn on a couch. It's like, dun, dun, dun. But no, well done. 7 out of 10's not too bad. I mean, was that not what you got for Spider-Man month?
I think I got 9 out of 10 for Spider-Man month.
Did you get 9 out of 10?
I think so. It's been a while, to be honest, so it might have been less than that, but I'm pretty sure I did pretty well that.
Yeah, you did really well. I was surprised. I was like, shit, I need to up my game for the next one.
Yeah, that's why I got 7 out of 10 for this one.
On that note, that of course is the end of Simpsons Month. And yeah, before we wrap up, if you want to get in contact with us and actually let us know.
Wait, this is the end? You're just going to end Simpsons Month with a trivia episode and good luck?
I don't recall saying good luck.
Oh.
But yes, my dream job as a Cracker Factory assistant, I can't even remember. What does he do?
So I watched the episode recently. So he was the owner of a cracker factory and then inherited it from his family. And then he was really bad and ended up being eclipsed by a rival cracker factory. And I think he then got a job from them as like a lower end manager in the Cracker Factory, and then they took issue with his divorce and so fired him.
So you knew that, but you didn't know that Jesus had 5 fingers.
Yeah, well, I watched that recently. What's 5-Finger Jeebus done for me recently?
But in all seriousness, Andrew, thank you so much for joining me on this fantastic month of June to, discuss a series that is very near and dear to us.
No, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed this themed month. It's been a long time coming that we did this much content related to The Simpsons, so I hope everyone enjoyed listening to it as much as we enjoyed recording it.
As I said, if you'd like to reach out to us and tell us how you did, then you can either catch us on social media over on Twitter at ChatSunamiPod. You can also reach out to us on our contact page on our website, podpage.com/ChatSunami, where you can also catch up on our previous episodes for the month. So if you haven't caught up with them, then what are you doing? Go back. Also, I just want to let you all know that we also have a Patreon page at patreon.com/ChatSunami, where you can get episodes not only a week early, but you can also get exclusive episodes and content over there. I'd also like to thank our Pandalorian patrons, Robotic Battle Toaster and Sonia. Thank you both so much for supporting the channel. But until then, it's time to leave work early, grab a Buzz Cola, and as always, stay safe, stay awesome, and most importantly, stay hydrated.